I'm Sarah. I'm the curriculum coordinator from Oldways, and I'm over the A Taste of African Heritage program and A Taste of Latin American Heritage program. Today we'll be doing a demo video focusing on best practices and basically tips for future upcoming ATOAH instructors. Today I brought with me one of our long-term ambassadors, Deitra. Deitra, could you introduce yourself?
Well, thank you for having me here with you, Sarah. And to everyone, my name is Deitra Dennis, and I'm a registered nurse and a national board certified health and wellness coach here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. I've been a Taste of African Heritage instructor since 2015.
So what has inspired you to join the Oldways community?
Well, if you wouldn't mind me sharing a little bit about my background before, how did I arrive at being an instructor? So being a nurse, I really had the opportunity to meet some great patients, and many of them have had impact on my life. But there was one patient in particular. He was well over 500 pounds, and he was in the hospital for a long time, and having the opportunity to be his nurse during his stay, had a chance to talk to him for quite a bit. And, like, how did he get to that point, and what was he going to do to, once he got home, to sustain a healthy lifestyle? So he was discharged to an inpatient rehab because he had to learn to walk again and everything. And so when he went home, he went back to his old way of eating. And I'm sad to report that that young man passed away, and he was in his 20s. So that really, made me start rethinking about nursing care. So I began a journey of transitioning my nursing care from the bedside to the sidelines as a health coach, because the talking that I was doing to him was coaching before I knew what coaching was. And then also taking the nursing care to the table side, because as I, was offering things in the community before becoming an instructor, whenever I talked about food, people were always excited and engaged. Food connects us, And so I started on that journey. And so I really wanted a curriculum to help people sustain a healthy lifestyle. And again, when you talk about lifestyle, nutrition is 50% of that. And so I was looking for a curriculum that was, one, evidence-based, and two, culturally relevant. And here I came upon A Taste of African, Oldways, the company, and then their curriculum, A Taste of African Heritage. So that is how I got to where I am today.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that story. That's so unfortunate, but it's great when, a story, personal experience can motivate you so much to further engage and look for solutions. I would love to hear about how your transition has been from, just one of our ATOAH instructors to an ambassador with us.
Okay, so when I started out as an instructor, again in 2015, the program was a little bit different with the training. So we still had a video that we had to, watch with the training. And so when I received all of my information to begin the training, I wanted to create a buzz, if you will, because I was asking people, have you ever heard of this before? Have you ever heard of this? And everyone said no. So I wanted to create a buzz in the community. So I started out doing vending at health fairs, at schools, at churches. And then I love a party, okay? Love having a good time. So I created my own cooking party. So I'm also an advocate with Go Red for Women, a part of the Passion Committee. So what I had was a Go Red with a Taste of African Heritage. So in February, it was Heart Health Month and Go Red Weekend. So I did that, and the menu was, I did a collard green salad. People had never heard of that before, but it was tasty. And I did strawberry shortcake shooter, and I am totally plant-based, so this was all plant-based. And I did a black eyed pea hummus. And of course, no good party is a party without music and dancing. Mm-hmm. So, you pair that with eating good food, dancing, people really enjoyed it. And from that time, people were asking, well, I really want to learn more about this program. So from that led to then people wanting to have the class. So I offered the class at a church, and they really enjoyed connecting. Again, it was a reconnecting to heritage. So 2017 was when I became an ambassador. So I really took that role to heart, and I really wanted to be out in the community to bring awareness to the program because it's so important in the communities of color to have food that they can relate to that's familiar, just creating it in a healthier way. And so I, one, went to a lot, restaurants asking them if they would want to become a part of the directory that is on the website. I also work closely with the Georgia Farmers Market Association here in the Georgia area and connected them with Oldways, and they trained, had actually representatives from Oldways came here to Georgia to train the farmers market managers. And then I'm trying to think what else I did. Mm-hmm. Oh, the most recent thing is that I had the opportunity to connect Oldways with Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine because I am a certified Food for Life instructor with the organization, paired the two together, and we created and developed the African Heritage Power Plate booklet that was released February 1st, 2020. So yes.
Absolutely. So basically, you're a superstar. You so much and an absolute visionary, and you love it. The power plates are amazing. I'd love for you to definitely go more into that, but first I'm going to give the question of what tools, like what exactly did you refer to when you were like an up and coming instructor and just getting involved? Like,
Okay.
and feel free to like share your screen or if there's anything you're interested, but just we'd love to know, like, what did you refer to? Did you find the class directory useful, or were you connecting with other ambassadors in your area, or what tools was able to help you that we were able to provide?
Well, thank you. So if you don't mind, I would like to share my screen and show you some things that I've used as resources. So one of the resources, when you go to the Oldways page, so you go here to Oldways, when you go to the home page, you can hover over programs and select African Heritage and Health. Once you go there, you will have the sidebar here that tells you a little bit more about the program, but I want to highlight here, become a teacher. Here is the new training video that's available, but I will scroll down and show you what really helped me. So when I did, it was a different video, but I did watch the video, and then I printed off all of the sub areas here. So each of these topics are best practices from other instructors on how they were able to be successful in bringing a taste of African heritage to their community. So when you're looking at getting ready for your class, you click here and it shows you find your class site. And then there is a template, an email that you can send out to your venues that you would like to host your classes. And even right now with virtual, you can still, reach out to organizations that may would like to have virtual classes for their consumers, fundraising for your class. And then if you have a kitchen or not, how can you still bring the class to your community? If you wanted to offer it as a solo or as a team, this gives you information as well. Recruiting participants, really getting people involved. Like I shared, my part was getting the buzz out, and as you get more information out, you'll have more people interested and wanting to take the 6-week series. And then the kitchen tools that you will need. That is very helpful when you're getting there. So I consider all of this as turnkey. So that is your getting ready for your class. Now, once you do all your recruiting and get people involved already, then working with your students, then you go into the cooking portion, whether you're going to do it as a demo or you want to do hands-on. And for me, When I did my class, again, I like for it to be interactive because it's not just about me showing them, but I wanted them to be able to experience it. So, having that muscle memory, if you will, in creating a meal. So I made it fun, had music. So I, in a sense, if you're familiar with the movie Soul Food,
Yeah.
everyone was in the kitchen. Everybody had something to do. So I created stations, and so everyone had a recipe that they were responsible for. One person did the reading off of the recipe, and the other one did all of the prep work, be it if it was cutting or if they were at the stove stirring, whatever it was a station. But we had music playing while we were doing that. So we started off the class with, going over the key messages, and then we went into the kitchen at the stations and cooked. And then once we cooked, and again, with the thing with this is everybody had a role to do. So, like even at home, growing up, I'll say for us growing up, everyone had a role, washing the dishes and setting the table. So even during the class, same thing. So that when we came to the table, we sat family style with everything that we had prepared and didn't have to worry about the dishes being piled up. And the table was set pretty because we always, always, always want that table to look pretty when you're coming to sit at the table because you eat with your eyes first. So sorry I went a little long on that. But and then it goes over tips on how to retain participants, making it fun. Again, if you make it fun, interactive, it's really helps with the participants coming back for each session for the 6 weeks. Graduation day, I'll share with you how I did graduation day, which is session 6. When you're going over the vegetables, but it's also going over a healthy lifestyle assessment. And so what I did, yes, every time we had, the table set, I always brought tablecloth, but I made it extra special on graduation day, in a sense like Thanksgiving Day, how you have the table spread and you bring out the really nice tablecloth and have your little candles, and we have we had some sparkling grape juice, white and of the darker grape color juice, sparkling. So we cheered, so really making it a fun day, and like it was really a special day for them. Staying connected and carrying the torch after graduation. So what I did after, and this is a best practice within the teacher's guide as well, is to stay in touch with the participants, up to a year. So what I did after the class ended, I followed up maybe 2 times after that, for a month. And then after that, I checked on them quarterly in email, just doing a check-in. How are things going? Things that they had shared with me that they were going to do at the church to remain healthy, just to see how that was going. Did they need more support from me? And I'm happy to report that, many of them are still talking about the recipes that we prepared and, sticking to eating, filling their plate with things that are connected to heritage. And then again, some fun class extras, additional activities and recipes. So that's that section. Now, as you get into the lessons, again, great best practices from instructors, throughout the our network on each lesson. So again, when I say this is turnkey, it is truly turnkey. And then we're here to support each other in the network. If you have a question, reach out to, one of the instructors or one of the ambassadors. And how that will happen is, through you can connect us together. If you say, what, I would like to talk to, whoever, we'll say Sarah, about what does she do with this lesson? I'm having a little challenge. What does she do? Do you mind sharing, connecting us? And that has, been the way things have been since 2015, since I've been here. And then some other great resources to read is here for you. The first edition of the African Heritage Diet Pyramid webinar is very great because you get to hear about the history. How was it, how did this thought, because every idea, every great thing that is created starts with an idea. So you get to hear a little bit about that in that webinar. And there's great information there. The historians that share about the diaspora. So that one is a great one as well. So great resources here for you. And then this one is newer, the digital library for the children's um, uh, um, class or course. Great information here for you as well for lessons 4 and 5 here.
Yeah.
So, oh, and 6. So many great things there for digital library there. Um, any questions or anything that, came to mind before I go to other resources that are available?
Yeah, I guess I would just add in, yes, with the digital resources too, you can grab free visuals that we have for the lesson, and there's also videos to assist with that lesson that you could utilize.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely for anyone interested, even before you become an instructor, if you would like to speak with one of our lovely ambassadors or someone from our advisory
Yeah.
committee, always feel free to connect with me. I love making that connection
Yeah.
because our ambassadors, our advisors, they are a wealth of information and resources. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you want someone in your area or even another area, even if it's on just nutritional facts, they are a wealth of information, and I would be happy to provide you with any connections to them. Matter of fact, I just did a few with Deitra recently.
Yes, yes. And it's a joy for me. Again, I'm one, I love to share and helping anyone in a way that has helped me. And it may or may not work for them, but we can talk through, what things in your community, because it's about knowing your community and what the need is in your community. And we talk through it. What do you think will work best with your community? So I consider it a joy, to be able to talk with someone that's interested in being an instructor or that is a new instructor, how to help them, go from point A to point B to have a successful program.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it.
Yes, yes. And so I have one more, if you don't mind, one more resource that I want to share with you. So, you can click here, the African Heritage Health Resources, but I've already have it here on this side. So as I mentioned about the African Heritage Power Plate, that is there for you. Now, this one wasn't available when I started in 2015 when I was doing, all of the vending and the demos at different places. But here you have an African Heritage Demo Kit. And then there are 3 recipes that go along with this, which is the black eyed pea salad, the sweet potato peanut stew, and the after chop fruit salad. So it's really good. It gives you talking points. So again, everything is turnkey, very easy for you. So you're not overwhelmed with having to create something yourself. It's all there for you. The other one is the grocery store tour kit. That's another way to get the word out because a lot of times people are intimidated with going into the grocery stores. There's so many things to choose from. How do you read a label? And how do you really, things that are unique to the African heritage? How can I be sure that I'm, getting those things, making the right choices? So this one is very good as well. Have talking points there for you. Other great resources that are here, your African Heritage Food Swaps. I don't see the brochure on this page, but it is within the resources. This is the poster that usually when you're having your classes face to face, you would have this poster up and you reference it, sharing, basically how you want to create your plate. And the base of the pyramid is where you want to build your plate, you know?
Absolutely.
And I think that's all that I had as far as things that I, um, there we go,
Absolutely, yeah.
that I use to help me.
Yeah, and thank you so much for pointing out those resources we have, and all of them are free. So, like
Yeah.
this is really the opportunity to, maybe if you're just dabbling in the program or you've heard about it, but you're not sure, demo
Mhm.
kit. Maybe you want to know about what our food pyramid is like. We have the free visual there. We offer a wealth of information on our website, and we welcome everyone to come and do your own research, figure out if this is right for your community. Is this, what
Mhm.
you want to go further into? And so, I mean, we have ambassadors like Deitra who have even added more to our library, which is awesome. It's amazing, and that's how we continue to grow as an organization, and we love it.
And one more thing that comes to mind, because as we're taping right now today in 2020, we are in the middle of COVID-19, and we've had to rethink how we do things. So we're not able to do things face to face. So again, a resource out there is virtual. How do you host a virtual cooking class? Best practices are right there for you. So again, everything is there at your fingertips to have a successful program in your community.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find it on our website. It's under social distancing and virtually teaching tips. We recently added due to our current circumstances.
Yes.
Now back to you, Deitra.
Yes.
What ways have you been able to implement Oldways teaching into your lifestyle?
Well, again, for me, I'm totally plant-based. And so for me, it's always about having heritage on the plate, you know? So for me, in my personal life, when I am going to a family gathering, I usually prepare something from the curriculum, bringing that to the family and sharing that with them. Actually, I have one other thing. So with my family reunion, I can't remember what year, and I think it was 2017. With my family reunion, I was asked to host a health fair. I was like, okay, I like health fairs and everything, but can I do it my way? And he was like, yes. So what I did, I had the brochures. I had to get permission because, anytime you do any modifications to a family generational recipe, you have to get permission. So it was my grandmother's recipe for pound cake. And so my aunt has all of my grandmother's recipes. And so I asked her if I could modify, and she said yes. I said, but you have to promise me you're not going to tell anybody. I want to get the true reaction from them. So I used the we talked about the 10 steps to health through heritage. We talked about that, and just a little bit more about the program and really connecting to our heritage and really our ancestors. To be truthful, and you learn about this in the program, is that our ancestors prior to enslavement were predominantly plant-based. They only ate meat for celebration. And so really getting that, out to people to truly understand that, yes, soul food, really the term soul food didn't come about until the 60s. Prior to that, I always like to say that the original soul food was that it was seasonal, that it was organic, meaning they didn't have to worry about the chemical pesticides. It was unprocessed, so they ate things in their natural state, and it was local because they had each other garden or farm that they were eating the food from. So that to me is soul food. And that acronym actually came from, I think it's Barman College, but I was like, okay, I need to take that too. I'll reference them and let them know, but that is truly soul food. But anyway, getting back to the family reunion, sharing that with them and then having my family taste the pound cake. And they was like, "Oh, this is good." I said, "So do you think grandma would be proud?" No, yeah, she'll be proud. It tastes really good. So then I shared with them, okay, well, this is not the original recipe, if you will. It's modified, not using dairy and things like that. They was like, no. And like I said, during the holidays, I'm always preparing foods that, is unique to our culture, but again, making it plant-based. And they really enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Using the herbs and spices, because when you think about the curriculum of 6 weeks, the first class is on herbs and spices because, in our community, it's about flavor, because if it doesn't have flavor, you can keep it where it is.
Absolutely. No,
Yes.
I think definitely for new interested instructors, go to our website, try one of our recipes. Let us know how you feel about it. And, I always tell everyone, a recipe is just a guideline,
That's
you know,
right.
that's what you use as a guideline. And then when you're cooking, I know Deitra is probably just like me, where we're like, that needs a little bit more mustard, or I'm gonna add in a little more cayenne.
Yes,
And
yes,
feel
yes.
free to. This is your baby, you know, like
That's
this is
right.
your food. And
That's right.
that's what connects you closer. And that's what
That's
we're all
right.
about, connecting
Mm,
closer to our community and to our heritage.
indeed. And I like to say, give another analogy. So when you think about when a home, the home has a foundation, right? And then, but a house doesn't become a home until you add those special things to it. That is what a recipe is. A recipe is a foundation, and you add those special things to it to make it you. Yep.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so, one, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking about best practices and honestly just catching up with another ATOAH ambassador. Um, I welcome if anyone has any questions about joining and, you know, hearing back from the Georgia side. We've got Deitra here, and she is a wealth of information. So thank you for tuning in.